Have you ever wondered how many people 11 has killed now? I can't help but think that after 4 seasons of countless kills that some of these deaths were pretty unwarranted. In season 4, we hear 11 ask Sam Owens, what if she is the monster?
What if I'm not good? What if I'm the monster?
Well, what if she is? How many people has 11 killed now over the full 4 seasons? Is she the monster? How many kills before she becomes the monster? Well, now that all 4 seasons are out, I wanted to go through and count them all up. I want to see all the bad things that could be held in a case against 11. We're going to do a complete 11 kill count this video for all 4 seasons of Stranger Things. If you're new here, welcome to the only channel that legally exists in the Upside Down. And surprisingly enough, only 12% of the people watching right now are actually subscribed. If you are part of the 12%, thank you, I appreciate it. And if you're part of the 90% that's not subscribed, what are you even doing? Go down and smash that subscribe button. It doesn't cost a thing, it's totally free, and it really helps support the channel and our work to build a portal to actually go into the Upside Down and hunt Vecna ourselves.
Wait, what?
So if you want to be part of the hunt, make sure you're subbed and you can come with us. I'm actually really excited to finally tally up and see just every kill 11 has ever done. There's this line of how many kills is too many before she too becomes more chaotic than good. And while most of the kills seem warranted, I'm curious how many were avoidable or unnecessary. Let's go back to the very start where it all began with season 1.
You know, it's funny, your voice, it sounds different.
Oof. Okay, starting off strong. Connie murdering Benny. This is not good. I miss Benny. It was cool to see his place in season 4. 11 gets cornered by 2 goons. We hear this sound, and they're dead. Okay, let's pause real quick. What are we even looking at? There's a bunch of spoons lying on the ground. Did she kill them with spoons? There's a little bucket in the background. Maybe that has something to do with it. What are these? Cans of food? Did she kill them with cans of food? Is that the cause of death? Cans of food and spoons? Oh, these are his glasses. She knocked his glasses off with spoons. Okay, pretty brutal kill, starting off with 2 humans. I mean, those are definitely bad guys. They were gonna capture her. Oh, she kills a lot of Hawkins guys over the 4 seasons. You'll see. It's just some of the Hawkins guys, I'm curious if their deaths were warranted, because like you'll see in a second, these next 2 deaths don't feel warranted. I mean, yeah, when they capture her, they're going to like torture her and do tests on her and all like types of bad stuff, but sometimes they're just bringing her back to her cell. Should they all be killed? Who's to say? Okay, so this is a big deal because this is one of the first times we see 11 just refuse to do what Brenner is asking her to do. It looks like these 2 Hawkins Lab orderlies are bringing her back to a special room, not her normal 11 room. It looks like a safe. Do you see that vault door? And she's just not having it. She stands up. It looks like she throws the door open and it hits the guy, or maybe she throws the guy into the wall as well. Yeah, okay, so it's almost just like a force push. She opens the door and throws him into the wall at the same time, breaking through the tile wall, breaking his back, obviously killing him. The other guy comes in and is like, hey, I'm gonna zap you with my buzzer. Boom, snap neck, 2 guys down. It seems like this wasn't her room and they were putting her in some kind of torture room as a punishment for not doing what Brenner asks. So it's a little understandable for her killing them. They weren't just taking her to her room, I guess. But still, it's cool to see Brenner show compassion and actually understand how hurt 11 is, and I don't know. I like all the good moments with Brenner, even though in the end he is a bad guy. But he doesn't think he's a bad guy, you know? But that's what makes him such a good bad guy. With 4 under our belts, I think this might be one of the coolest kills of this season. Brenner has so many goons combing the neighborhood looking for Elle. They have 3 Hawkins Lab vans full of people. Here we can see that there's 2 in the front and someone just got in the back as well. So there are guys in the back of these vans. This is so epic. This is such a good climax for this season. This is before you knew Elle could flip vans with her powers, so it was just like, what are they gonna do? It was an impossible scenario, and then the writers are like, surprise! Oh, that slow motion van flying over their head. Such an epic shot, but those guys are for sure dead. Honestly, that's as epic as the ET shot of the kids riding in front of the moon. This shot right here, oh my gosh, that is beautiful. But look at how hard it hits. It just flattens the top of the vehicle. So for sure the 2 guys in front are dead, as well as the 2 guys in the back, because, you know, they're not wearing their seatbelts. Kids, please wear your seatbelts. Okay, so it also looks like there's people in the sides of the vans too. Brenner just came out of this one with the driver, that's 2. The side door opens up, a third one comes out, and a fourth one. Okay, so yeah, 4 people are dead. Next, this one is absolutely insane. This just goes to show you an even further extent of Elle's powers that we didn't know was possible. Brenner is taking the rest of his goons and running around Hawkins High School looking for Elle now. And when they finally catch her, she does something that's unhinged. I'm telling you, they did not skimp out on Elle's kills in season 1. I wish that in season 2, 3, and 4, she had the amount of kills and how brutal they were in season 1. So as they're running away, we see 2 guards come in the doors here in front of them and start chasing after them. And then they take a turn and they find 2 more guards who are chasing them. These are the 2 guards who were chasing them the first time, the first 2 guards we see, and then the 2 guards from a second later run after them out of this door. So now there's 4 guards chasing them from behind. And then they run down this hallway, and 4 more people show up to corner them, including Connie Frazier.
Connie Frazier, Social Services.
So now there's 4 people in front of them, 4 people behind them. Everyone's got guns pointing at them, and what are they gonna do? Yeah, they just start bleeding out of their eyes. How did we know that they were going to do that? We didn't. Elle just squished their brains all at once, inside their heads. Squished their brains so they couldn't shoot the kids. 8 people dead instantaneously.
Anyway, she looked like she's gonna be fine.
She's totally fine. She didn't look fine.
Part of me thinks that season 1 Elle was almost more powerful than season 3 Elle. Oh, that was so awesome. And now for Elle's final kill in season 1, the Demogorgon, the final climax of this season. Everyone is about to die, all of her friends are in one spot, and she wakes up after passing out from the last expenditure of her powers and takes this Demogorgon on full throttle. It's pretty crazy that the last time she ever encountered someone from the Upside Down or someone as powerful as the Demogorgon was when we saw her encounter Henry Creel at the massacre in season 4. In her flashbacks, when she was attacking Henry Creel, the only move that was powerful enough to defeat him was disintegrating him and banishing him to the Upside Down. It's pretty cool to think about that the next time she saw another supernatural entity like this Demogorgon, she just resorted to what she did the first time it happened. The only thing with this instance, though, is that she tells Mike goodbye.
Goodbye, Mike.
As if she knew that she would be transported to the Upside Down when she disintegrates the Demogorgon. But that didn't happen the first time she used it, so how would she know to say goodbye? I don't get it. Is it because she's standing closer to the Demogorgon, so when it disappears, she goes with it? Because, I mean, the first time, she's probably pretty much the same distance from Henry Creel as she is to the Demogorgon here. But Henry's the only one that gets transported to the Upside Down, not 11. So why did she get transported here? I don't get it. And then also, it didn't kill Henry when she transported him, so did it even kill the Demogorgon when she disintegrated and banished it to the Upside Down? I think there's 2 options. Okay, so 1, if the Demogorgon didn't die and she just disintegrated it and banished it the same way she did to Henry in season 4, and it just got transported to the Upside Down and lived, it also transported her to the Upside Down. And when we see her next wake up in the Upside Down in the same spot we see her in now, there's no Demogorgon around, there's no dead body, and I doubt it ran off if Elle was passed out and it had the chance to kill her. So honestly, I think that it wasn't as strong as Henry and it couldn't take the transfer and it actually died instead of being banished. Which is weird because it's the same move we see her use on Henry Creel. This is the first time I've watched her do this to the Demogorgon since we saw her do it in season 4, and it's really cool to see it come full circle. Her doing the same move probably a few months later. And just like that, gone. Alright, that is the end of the season 1 kills, 16 humans and 1 Demogorgon. Moving on to season 2. We get a little flashback to when Elle was on the run, hiding after she got back from season 1, her trip to the Upside Down. And as she's going through the forest, scavenging and trying to find food for herself, she comes across this cute little squirrel, which unfortunately becomes her lunch. She launches it across the forest at that tree like it was a little stuffed animal. And then shortly after, we see this hunter approach her, which might be the most unwarranted kill that Elle's ever done. He might seem aggressive, but all he said was he's not gonna hurt her, what's your name, and what are you doing out here in the cold?
I'm not gonna hurt you. What's your name? What are you doing out here in the cold?
And just like that, 11 launches a flaming log at his face, knocking him out on his feet and killing him. Then she runs over, teabags him, steals his clothes, and leaves him for dead in the snow. But do you think he actually died, or do you think she just knocked him out? I mean, she's killed in the past. She hasn't hesitated to kill in the past, so I wouldn't be surprised if she did kill him. but part of me, the good part of me, just wants to think that she just knocked him out for the sake of getting his clothes and having more warmth. What do you guys think? Next, we go so long without seeing Elle and the gang together, and then while the gang is trying to figure out where Will is inside of his body, since Vecna has taken him over and using him as a spy to figure out where they are, the telephone rings, alerting Vecna to just where they are in Hawkins, and just like that, he starts sending his demo dogs after them. Everyone's freaking out. Hop throws Nancy a rifle because she's the baddest one, honestly. Steve's got the bat. Everyone's ready to kill whatever walks in the door. And then, would you look at that, a Demogorgon comes flying through the window. Apparently, she was on her way back to the cabin and intercepted the Demogorgon or Demo Dog at the perfect moment, saving Hopper and the kids a lot of trauma, loss, and a big fight. Shout out to 11, thanks for having superpowers. And then next, after 11 closes the portal, preventing the Mind Flayer from entering Hawkins and killing everybody eventually, she ends up killing all the Demo Dogs that were left in Hawkins. Vecna sent all the Demo Dogs after Elle and Hopper on the cable car and tried to stop them from closing the portal, but once she closed the portal, their hive mind connection was gone, and they just fell, their lifeless bodies falling into this bottomless pit, which honestly kind of reminds me of the Spy Kids pit. I wonder if there's just a bunch of Demogorgon lifeless bodies at the bottom just floating in the middle of space for hours and hours until some mad scientist finds them and releases them. But if we brighten up this scene, let's see just how many Demogorgons she killed. Okay, so first we can see one right here falling. That is one. And then also right here and right here we can see 2, 3, and then 4, 5, 6, 7. And then we have 8, 9, 10.
2 hours later.
36, 37, 38. 38 Demogorgons in this one kill, plus however many were off screen, but we're just gonna say 38 because that's the most Demogorgons we ever have seen killed at once. And that wraps up all of the Season 2 kills. 1 squirrel, 39 Demogorgons, and possibly 1 man. Moving on to Season 3, the season with the least amount of kills, there is just one scene where 11 finally unleashes. The entire season, she's been hanging out with Mike and Max, not too much killing going on there. She eventually starts to fight Billy, doesn't kill him, but gives him a run for his money. And then the meat puppet. She rips him a hole in his face and takes off an arm or something, but she doesn't kill that either. Who would think that Joyce would be the one in the end to finally kill off the meat puppet? It's not until their paths cross that 11 fully gets to do some damage and unleash her powers. But it's just this once, when the Russians are looking through the mall for Erica, Dustin, Steve, and Robin, and right as soon as the Russians find and are about to capture and or kill the kids, 11 just pops her head up like it's nothing and throws this massive car hurling towards the Russians and absolutely obliterates every single one of them. It rolls over them like they're jello, just squishes them, throws them through the mall, hurling towards a different dimension.
Maybe we just stay at home today.
This might be one of the most brutal kills besides the van squish from Season 1. I really like this. It's a shame that it was only 4 kills, but Season 3, moving on, 4 Russian guards. Season 4, I'm most excited for. This is all still like super fresh in my head, and I just want to rewatch it again, so I'm glad we're going through it. And honestly, I don't think I can make this video without the most honorable mention that has ever existed, Angela. Probably the antagonist that should have gotten killed off more than anyone else in the entire show. She was a bully and mean to 11 for no reason. She absolutely hated her, causes so much mischief and hate, and is overall just such a bad character. She couldn't have deserved this more and might be the one person that should have been killed off that wasn't killed off. Instead, she got off the hook easy with a mild concussion and a slightly bloody nose, but I wouldn't have been mad if that's when 11 got her powers and accidentally killed Angela. Next, the first time we see 11 actually kill in Season 4, she finally just got her powers back from the Nina tests with Brenner and is running to escape the lab when 3 guards catch up to her and try to restrain her. Out of pure emotion and frustration and rage, she yells out and launches these guys into the ceiling, breaking their backs, their spines, and probably their necks. It's nothing new for 11 to kill Hawkins' orderlies or guards or goons, so to see these new goons get killed off is not surprising at the least. Brenner shows up and doesn't even acknowledge acknowledge their deaths, just like every other time she's killed. He just steps over their bodies with no regard whatsoever. Now, this might be one of my favorite kills that 11 ever does. This one, every time I watch it, sends goosebumps down my spine, and I freaking love it. After the military comes into Project Nina and everyone's running around and Brenner grabs Elle and tries to escape and make a run for it in the desert, the helicopter catches up to them and picks Brenner off like he's nothing. Hashtag justice for Brenner because RIP. They did him dirty. But then they focus their attention on Elle and start trying to fire at her and kill her. She reaches out, and as they try to fire, the helicopter starts swaying back and forth and then starts rotating, and then she gets it spinning in circles in the air. This has to be one of the coolest shots to have filmed in real life in person. I want them to release so much behind the scenes for this. And I look closely, and it's actually just 2 people in this helicopter. In one of the shots, you can see the guy in the side hanging on for dear life. Yeah, this is it here. Look, if you zoom in and look, you can see the guy just holding on to both sides of the helicopter, holding on for dear life. Like, oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm going to die. He looks like he's about to throw up and is suddenly not wanting to be here. Spinning in circles, doomed to die. This man deserved it. 11 just raises him up higher and higher, and then she throws both of her hands down, and in slow motion, the helicopter just hurls towards the earth. It falls sideways on top of these Humvees, the rotor just ripping them in half. It explodes in one of the most beautiful explosions in the series, if not one of the only ones, besides Hopper in Russia. But everything about this, the composition, the helicopter being filmed in real life, the explosion, 11's rage, everything just gives me goosebumps. One of my favorite shots in the whole season. But that concludes Season 4, 3 Project Nina guards and 2 military goons in the helicopter. So, recap totaling up, Season 1 she killed 16 humans and 1 Demogorgon. In Season 2 she killed 1 squirrel, 1 man, and 39 Demogorgons. In Season 3 she killed those 4 Russians with the car, and in Season 4 she killed 3 Project Nina guards and 2 military goons. The final kill tally for 11 out of all 4 seasons of Stranger Things is 67 kills. 1 squirrel, 26 humans, and 40 Demogorgons. Wow, this is not nearly as much as I suspected. I thought she killed way more people. I mean, she did do a lot of damage to the meat puppet in Season 3, and she broke that one bully's arm in Season 1, but I mean, they were gonna kill Mike and Dustin. And that hunter from Season 2 is probably the most questionable out of all of her kills. As of now, I think it's safe to say that 11 is not the true monster. If you enjoyed the video and want me to do more, let me know in the comments. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss any Stranger Things videos, and until the next video, I will see you in the Discord. Peace.